actually wanted to be in Before 30 so bad as an actor. That was my thing. So I saw, because I binged Before 30 season 1. So they were going to actually do Before 30 season 2. These nasty name-share people, rascals, they were going to do season 2. I was still in America at the time. And this was actually partially why I moved back to Nigeria. It's crazy, in 2015, yeah. So I think my flight was getting in a day after they were done with auditions. So I messaged, I was like, please, I really want to be on this project, because it was nice, it was pretty.
Yeah.
And they were like, all right, no problem. So I literally landed and drove straight to Lukoju from the airport. I'm not joking. Straight to Lukoju from the airport and auditioned for Before 30 season 2. And then didn't hear anything. So then my life just kept going. And then I long story short, got into costume design for Banana Island Ghost. So we have our first production meeting at Bibi's house. Bibi is, named
Your memory is sharp.
I remember the story. Because it was very sentimental to me. I thought that it was very sentimental to me. So got to his living room. You remember I used to live off
Yes.
And then he came out and then he was like, I think I know you. I was like, yeah, I think I know you too. And he was like, oh yeah, you auditioned for Before 30 season 2. I was like, yeah. He was like, oh yeah, you got the part. I was like, oh. I was like, oh no shit. Oh yeah, I'm tired, but thank you. But yeah, that was how I got into the, Before 30 world. And then did Banana Island Ghost and didn't do anything with MC after, but was, their family. And so when we were going to do After 30, Momo, no, she messaged me first or something. No, she sent me a voice note. There was a very long voice note.
Actually remember.
Yes. It's like an 8-minute long voice note trying to convince me to come out of retirement because I was done. I was done with film. Yes, I wasn't doing it again. And she was like, wow. And then the moment she said, it's After 30, I was like, like, this babe know what she's doing. She really know that I'm never going to say no. How am I going to say it? Yeah, that's how I got After 30.
Interesting. First ever everything Before 30, and then I got into definitely other projects. And for After 30, because I kept, that was where I and Momo actually, started in fact, it's not even a friendship, a sistership, whatever. Because Momo was as an intern then, like I said, I didn't have any idea. Momo was the one who was putting me through, and she literally could see what I didn't see about myself at the time, right? And then, so we had always kept in touch even after Before 30 and through, different projects, Banana Island Ghost and all of that. And then After 30, I remember, if I remember correctly, I think a year, even before the whole, so she had already always said it that you are going to be on After 30. Like, if there's any sequel, it had, even on Before 30 was something she had, you would be the one to costume design the next one, whether it was a series or, like you said, there was a lot of time between that happening. And then she sent me, I think she called me, I don't think it was a message, she called me and then, said, After 30 is about to start prepping, we're going to do this. It's like, it wasn't even a thing of asking me. It was like,
so like,
we're ready, we are going to start this, in so time. And yeah, that's how it was. That's if I remember vividly. That's how they came to After 30. Yeah.
One look that had a very interesting story behind it was Osi's, it wasn't really red. It was like, I don't know what to place it, but it was like a dark red, like a wine. But we'd had very specific conversations about, if you watch Before 30, you understand why he had to be in a red type suit for that scene. Because he's, like Christians say, he's the sin that so easily besets. So easily besets his life. So it was like, she had come this far, and that one singular action was going to undo everything that she had accomplished, her growth, her healing, her everything, just by this one individual and that one kiss, right? And so we had to paint him as a demon, if you will. And so the entire thing had to be red, down to his boots. I remember, actually, we got those boots from me because I had those wine boots. It was crazy, but everything he wore, head to toe, that t-shirt, everything was red, in the red family, just because he, demon person. But also he's wonderful in real life, okay? He's the best. Your birthday. My birthday's July 15th, okay? That's what we're doing for soul brothers. Like, he's the best. But no, in that film, that was
I think the look that really, in fact, could have written another small series of was the look that Timmy ran out of the wedding fitting in, because it was supposed to be something that she was just wearing under, right? And then she takes off that whole dummy dress and then she runs out.
Yeah.
But then that could not be achieved because, again, see Dummy's body now, right? You couldn't put her in something that risky and not have the whole of Nigeria come on her next. So I mean, we now had to make it into like a bomb shot, and then getting a bomb shot that she was comfortable in again, because she was going to be running out and all of that.
The streets.
That was, yes. At that day, we had to try. I think we even delayed shoot that day a bit because we bought two different bomb shots that did not fit, so we had to just, it was a bit chaotic, but then it was very, because at the end of the day we were able to nail that one that you saw and it looks perfect. She felt good, it looked good. Another look that had a bit of story behind it was Ama's cafe launch look. I loved that look. It was hand dyed by Rima's wardrobe, and then hand painted by my friend. I'm not sure that it captures it, but then, I mean, we see it in a picture, there was a full-on, hand painting that my friend Hovi, she's an artist, did on it just to give that artsy vibe. And yes, so that's another look I personally really liked. So yeah,
Let me start by saying that this whole costume situation, it was pretty, it was easy until, I'm going to call her full name, Omoriso just Spain, decided to make our lives the
Momo in quotes
by introducing this
story.
Demonic color scheme. It was the whole thing, and the funny thing was that she never let go. She knew everything.
Guy, remember it started from pre-production, from
yes,
mood
now
boards.
From the mood boards.
I know how many times I redid her.
We sent
because of this color story situation, like.
And she had like two different ones. Remember, she had the ones there were color stories for the characters, and then there were color stories for the mood. And transitions.
Yes, and then sceneries and they all had to like tie in together.
Like when one person was going from one, like based on their mood, they would change like the color, like the shades of the colors will change based on their mood. So it could be like, let's say somebody is usually sunny and they're yellow, and then at some point, depending on what's happening, they'll go to like maybe like a gold or like a brown or something. Momo.
What made that a bit challenging was because, again, going back to, the fact that we didn't, in terms of budget, we didn't have a lot to work with. We're going with specific looks because from the beginning, we wanted it to be Nigerian fashion heavy. And the fact that we didn't have enough money to go and be custom making clothes, we now had to just be collecting what we could get and then fitting that into the color story. It was challenging, but it was all worth it.
It was very worth it.
Yes.
I think it's one of the excellent things about Momo in terms of having a director who is very artistic. And I think, not every movie requires this depth of detail with regards to the aesthetics, but because of the kind of story we're telling and how much of a third character fashion was, it was so important that we had to have this specificity with the fashion and with the colors and with the aesthetics, because it's that kind of film. It's feel good, it's it's colorful, it's fun,
Eye candy.
Eye candy.
Oh,
So we had to have that. So the issue with with Momo, she would always have like two parts to her, right? So she's like very sympathetic with the budget, and she's trying to help you find ways around it until
But it was give her what she wants.
until it's time, and she's like, but that's not the shade of blue.
Yes. It must
We just spoke 2 seconds ago about the
down
money.
to the earrings. I remember one scene, I think it was the scene at the furniture store. That earring matter. That day me and Mo.
Oh, I think I remember. Yeah, but I think I maybe left two people.
Because I think the earring the earring itself had to be a statement. What I initially planned was just like a small, because she was wearing a white dress that was like a cord lace, so it was, a statement dress, and I wanted something simple. But no, because the earring was the one that she was going to do, oh, my earring fell or whatever it was, and that whole scene was finding that earring that was statement enough to just tie the whole look together.
I want to tell everyone that please, when you see Momo, aka Omoris or just Spain, let's even add her maiden name so that she cannot use that too. Akiola, let me just say one thing. No, let's add it because it's important so they can find her. Collect all our which one do we back end, residual check, compensation check, distress fee.
Yes.
Distress fee.
Yes.
Everything from her.
Yes.
There's no other department that she's okay, maybe production design. And aside from us and production and those ones, she kill them. But aside from production design, it's us, nobody else.
Yeah. And just even to say again, I and Momo have, in fact, like I said, I think I said it earlier, that we literally formed a sister.
Oh yeah.
But this movie tested us. Our friendship, but also, our sistership.
I think it's because
I got to a point. There was a particular day I really looked in myself, and I knew at that point I hated Momo. But then the next day, I loved her back like I did not hate her before. I'm just saying this to say that was the emotional roller coaster that it was. But then at the end of it, when it all came, I was just,
I want to say that.
It was beautiful.
Honestly, I didn't have it like Aisha had it. Because, like, obviously, the 4 lead characters are women. And those are Momo's babies. So, I think the only thing that Momo kept telling me regarding men was they had to be hot. Momo had a thing. Momo and Ronke, married Ronke, very newly married Ronke at the time, had a thing for hot men. Very married Momo and very married Ronke had a thing for the guys looking very sexy. But we pulled it off.
Yes, we did.
Okay.